folks, we are Sophie and Philippe, two professional chefs and experienced regenerative farmers. After years of running our own restaurants and organic farm, we are now setting up our latest farm project in Portugal, Philippe's homeland. Hi folks, and welcome back to another episode of The Farming Chefs. And if this is your first time watching, plainly welcome. In today's episode I'll be making persimmon ice cream, and I'll be doing so without any machinery and without using the stove. I'm really looking forward to sharing this recipe with you, as it is just mind-blowingly simple and it stores extremely well, and it's a great way to get rid of persimmon. Quickly though, before we get into this recipe, let's have a serious talk about persimmon for a moment, because there's a few important things one should know about before starting to cook with persimmons. First of all, there are two different types of persimmons. There are the astringent type and the non-astringent type. The astringent types have a lot of tannin present in them, and they become soft before you can eat them, or they have to be turned soft before you can eat them. And then there is the non-astringent type, which is actually a man bread type, which doesn't have that much tannin inside, and it can actually be eaten raw as an apple. Raw meaning not extremely ripe yet. So they travel well, and they are usually for sale in supermarkets. The one we are harvesting here behind us is the astringent type, and it has tons of tannin inside. Now, a fun fact about tannin, it's also present in wine, for instance. It actually reacts with the protein inside of your saliva, and that creates the coagulation of that protein, meaning that you get a very dry mouth effect. When they're not ripe yet, this tannin is soluble, meaning that it can actually interact with the water in your saliva, and you will get that effect. Therefore, you need to wait until they're extremely ripe before you can use them. Otherwise, horrible experience. For this recipe, we're using that type, so be sure to look out for very ripe persimmons, and only when they're extremely dark, translucent and mushy, they are ready to use. This one over here, hard, not ripe. This one over here though, translucent, soft to the touch, definitely ripe. Let's go to the recipe. Step number one is to take your super ripe persimmons, and we're just going to literally squeeze them into a bowl and take them out of their little skin. And make sure you get out all the peel. Pop the pulp to the side, and then in a large bowl, a very clean bowl, I'm going to now whisk 10 egg whites together with sugar. You're beating them until a point that's called soft peak, and that means very firm. And when you lift up this thing, lift up the beater, then the peak that forms, whoop, falls over. Soft peak. It's important you do the egg whites before you do the egg yolks, because you don't want any fat in this. So the bowl needs to be very clean, your whisks need to be very clean, otherwise this might fail and not set. I'm going to pop that to the side, and then I'm going to take another quarter of a cup of sugar. So, move it to the wrong side now. Whoop. A bit more. And I'm going to add this into the yolks, and I'm going to beat them as well until they're very nice and fluffy and creamy. I can get a bit of white in here, that's fine. Oof. Look at that, delish. This is thick and velvety and very creamy, and you want to get to the point where all the sugar is dissolved. It's glossy, it's thick, and it's beautiful. Meringue, sabayon, kaki puree, and now I'm going to just, with my hand mixer, just blitz this up real quick. Done. Then I'm going to get my containers ready. I'm going to fold it all together and pop it in the freezer. Ice boxes. I'm going to fold the sabayon into the whites. Make a figure 8. That is nicely combined, and then boom. Woo! This is the next day, so this has been in here for over 24 hours. I'm sure that after about 6 or 7 you'd probably already be able to eat this. And it's time to do a little taste test. It's super delicious, and knowing that I've made it all from scratch is just a real plus. I think you could have this as something refreshing if you're having sort of a warm after summer, or if you want to eat this in winter time, this could be really great with any kind of cake just coming out of the oven. That was it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this simple and quick ice cream recipe. I hope you learned something about persimmon, and I hope to see you on the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you like our channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. See you on the next one. The Farming Chefs, peace out.